106, 108 day variety because you've got it photosynthetically active faster than Mother Nature would. You're excreting sugars, getting bigger root mass, able to get through drought stress and those types of things. It's all about technology. I mean, fertilizer, you know, we always say pound to pound whirls around. Like, and that's bullshit. There we go. It is. Now, I've been in agriculture all my life, and I'm here to tell you that technology in fertilizer is changing the way we fertilize. I mean, you look at, you know, from broadcasting, we're broadcasting this whole thing, and then we say, you know what, let's put it 2x2. That's more efficient. Or instead of 2x2, we say, let's put it on the seed. That's more efficient broadcast. So this culture fraction alone, we can change that pound to pound alone, just that alone. And then you start adding technology, organic acids and zinc ammonium acetate and potassium thiosulfate. We need sulfur because we don't get it from the atmosphere. For every 8 to 10 pounds of nitrogen you put on a crop, I don't care what the crop is, you need a pound of sulfur. And if you're not have sulfur in your program, the only thing you do next year is add sulfur, you'll see better grain quality and yield, just that alone. Sulfur is going to be a big issue. So I lost my track, I got on something else. But oh, I didn't say this last group. The other thing with Black Label Zinc, or any of the Actagro products that CPS sells for us, is the challenge is not the performance. Hard to have anybody. The last two groups come through, I have positive comments, so I'm hoping you say something positive. From a performance standpoint, the challenge is, as you know, right, you handle it, is handling it. And one thing that we came out 6 years ago, we put it in for with the red ball units. You couldn't see the balls because it's black. So well, we got smart. Let's change those red balls to neon white. It didn't work. So it doesn't matter. You got red balls, white balls, whatever. It doesn't work. Last year, luckily, we teamed up with Surefire. And Gene, if you could, explain the difference between the red ball system and a Surefire system, since you do a good job at that.
If we talk about a red ball system, we're talking about speed and pressure. You know, we set a certain pressure, like 20 pounds of pressure, and we drive 4.5 miles an hour. And that's your calibration for a red ball system or any other spray system. But if you turn around and look at the Surefire system, what you're doing is you're adding one more component in it. You're adding a flow meter that's an ion flow meter that senses what the flow is coming out of the pump. And one little trick. They put a GPS sensor up on the cab. So now not only does the sensor detect if the tractor's moving, then we have a flow meter that sees what it's pumping. So now we take a GPS sensor, it says, okay, the tractor's moving, how much are we pumping? It computes how much you're supposed to be in gallons. It speeds up the pump or slows it down. So now we've taken a system that was really quite accurate at 4.5 miles an hour, speed and pressure, to a system now that we can actually drive any speed. You know, you start out, you're driving 2 miles an hour and you speed up to 4, or else you come down around the bank and you slow down. Now we've increased our accuracy of application to within 1% because it's GPS monitored and it changes the pump speed to match the flow. So that's the difference between a speed and pressure system and a Surefire system that uses a flow meter, an ion flow meter. Now, why did we do that? I think that's the biggest question. Because if we use different products like Riser product works very good in speed and pressure. Black Label works better with a flow meter. So that's why we have different system, different equipment, different products, and so we kind of match up both the technology of the equipment as long with the products that we're selling. So that's kind of the difference.
Thanks, Gene. Okay. Let's get back to this a little bit. I said 6 bonds, chelates the metal, makes it so we can use it, challenges to make it available to the sorrel leaf. Any guess how many bonds are in organic acid? Well, we don't even know for sure, but we know, what we do know, it's over 200 bonds. So that brings up another challenge is if you said this was 6, those bonds have to break away to take that metal so it can be absorbed by the roots or leaf. This has 200 bonds. Well, how the hell that's ever going to work? Well, this is decayed plant materials where this comes from. This is actually humus, if you want to call it that. This helps with the uptake of the nutrients. So the plant pulls in the organic acid along with the metal, along with your manganese, along with your phosphorus, along with your iron, your calcium, all those type of things. The other big benefit is, let's say, any of you guys grow wheat? Yeah. Maybe if you didn't, you're going to this year because the price is going up. Now, when you're growing wheat, what do you do in the springtime, or even in the fall? You make a application when the wheat's up of UAN. So you take UAN. What's UAN? It's 50% urea, 25% ammonia, and these are all percents, and 25% nitrate. So if you look at the nitrogen cycle, and you got here's the root system. Oh, here's your wheat crop. I must have failed art class. And you put out, we'll say, here's your application point, and you go out and spray this. What happens the day you spray it? You burn the wheat, right? You put out 50, 60, 80 pounds. So what do? You wait 2-3 days. I'm gonna go back see if the wheat's recovered, right? What's it look like then? Looks even worse. Well, the day you sprayed it, this 25% burns it. That's ammonia. That's where you can get volatility. So if anybody's talking about stabilizing nitrogen, which is a good thing for volatility, you can help keep that nitrogen on the ground where you want it. And this, 2, 3, 4 days, depending on temperature and moisture, will convert to ammonia and will burn it again. So you spray it on the ground, that conversion goes to ammonia and gas off and burns the leaf again. That ammonia goes to ammonium, which is NH4 positive, then it's stable until the microbes convert it to nitrite and then nitrate. And that's how the plant wants to pull up nitrogen. The plant will pull up ammonium if there's no nitrate nitrogen around. Does that make sense? Now, you take that organic acid technology. It has 4 components: fulvic, humic, humin, and carbohydrates. They're also known as carbon sources. Urea, you can get away with a little bit of urea at a low rate, 5-10 pounds maybe, and you won't burn the wheat. The reason why is because urea, the molecule has 1 carbon. Then if you use a product called Impact, that has 3 carbon. So if you take Black Label Zinc, which has organic acid in it, it has 4 carbon sources. You'll help detoxify that to the leaf surface. The other thing it does is it grabs the ammonia ion from volatility and speeds up the process from ammonia converting, which that is ammonia to ammonium is a chemical reaction. It's a urease enzymes. Doesn't matter what the temperature is, that's going to happen. This here is a microbial, and the humin and the carbohydrate feeds your microbes, speeds up the conversion from ammonium to nitrate, and then your plant gets to use that nitrogen. Puts it in an organic form so it won't leach. So you stabilize, detoxify, you can make it more efficient into the plant. We have a lot of guys go out with Black Label Zinc, a couple gallons, and man, I didn't burn my wheat. Was there nitrogen you sell me, or was that water? So that's what's going on. So a lot of other benefits we get from the Black Label Zinc because of that organic acid technology. You look at Blackjack Zinc and Blackjack Manganese, which are micronutrients. Typically we use 9% zinc at a quart per acre, which is equal to a pound, because that's where the efficiency ratios was done originally on EDTA zincs. So I'm a CPS guy, and I'm going to come out and say, use a pint of Blackjack Zinc. Well, you're going to say, well, what's the percentage of zinc in that? He's going to tell you it's 6.5%. You're using a 9%. You're using this at 1 quart. I'm going to tell you use that at 1 point. And I'm going to tell you a pint's going to be better than a quart. A quart. You're going to say, what are you smoking? I don't want some of that. I say, go try it. Don't do 100% of your acres, do a third. Prove me wrong. Anything I talk about, I only want to do a third this year, 2/3 next year, and then 3 years from now you can do 100% of your farm. The worst thing you could do is do 100% of your farm. Because the first thing I say, well, how'd it work? I don't know, I treated 100% of my farm. I want you to feel the truth to yourself. So that's all based on this organic acid technology. It's pretty unique technology. It gets bound to this pound-to-pound worlds around. You got cultural changes. You got equipment that helps you make these applications, and then you got fertilizer technology.